Hey, what's up guys? It's Nathan here. Today I want to give you a sound design secret. Now, my goal with this particular kind of secret is to give you like a really lazy but simple way to get a really cool sound. So today we're going to be working on creating the ultimate smooth pad. Now, what I'm talking about here is something that's going to sound similar to like a violin drenched in reverb. And I actually call this pad the Valhalla Shimmer pad effect because it heavily involves the use of Valhalla Shimmer. So if you don't already own this, you could always use another reverb, but Valhalla Shimmer in particular is very good for this because despite the fact that it allows us to create this very smooth effect, it's not very dense, which means it fits perfectly in the back of your mix to fill up those pad spaces that are meant to just support, not occupy tons of room, so that you can have the rest of that space left over for your main bass elements or lead elements, whatever it is that you want to use. So the effect's really simple. First, all you do is you pull up a synth. It could be any synth. Grab a saw oscillator. If you are able to control whether your saw oscillator is like a softer saw, which is more like a sine saw, that would be great. I know that you can do that in Serum. You can also do it in Dune. You should be able to do it in most synths, but even if you don't, that's fine. You can always do it with a filter. So for those of you who don't have that control, just get a filter on there. It can be any filter. That's fine. Just pick one that you like. All right, so I'm going to show you what we've got. We've got a, this is the original pad that I have in this track. So it's by no means is it complete. It's this is a work in progress. This is like at the initial stages. That melody needs some serious work, but I try to start broad and then get to a place where I have, something that is more refined. So coming back to this effect, I want to create like a kind of background saw. So right now without Valhalla Shimmer on it, it sounds like this. First and foremost, it's too high pitch. There's a filter modulation, so I'm taking that off, or it's too low pitch. So I'm going to put it up an octave. If I could get these numbers right. There we go. And then that should be pretty good because I'm going for like a violin kind of sound. Perfect. And then all you do is you grab Valhalla Shimmer and you put it on medium stereo or big stereo. Turn the size all the way up. Turn the diffusion up to at least 900. Don't put it all the way at 990 because then you get something that's just, I think it repeats forever. And then now we'll listen to our sound. Make sure your wetness is all the way at 100 or 1, which is 100. And then you're going to have this. Put it on big stereo. I think that's what we want. Okay, so you've got your pad now. We're getting closer. Now this is where the filter comes in handy. And you just turn that filter down to make it warmer. Let's pump it up an octave. So say you want to make it like more chorusy. You have two means of control for that. Excuse me. The first one that I would recommend is within your synth, you just turn the number of voices together up, and then you just work with detune. And that'll give you your first layer of control. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, say for example, like you had some random synth sound that you decided because you went one step ahead to make something different than what I showed you here because it's exciting, it's wonderful, and you're an awesome human being. So naturally, that's where you end up. You have like some like bass preset that you found or something. If you want to chorus it, you just come in here, turn the mod rate all the way up and the mod depth all the way up, and just configure those, and you're going to get a wet sound. So we'll reduce our oscillator back to 1, and then we'll make it wet from over here. So it's really simple. I mean, you're just using Valhalla Shimmer on full mix or wet. Turn that diffusion all the way up to somewhere around 900. You can use medium stereo, which is going to give you a more forward pad. Big stereo is recommended for something that just automatically place it back in your mix. Like listening to the sound, it's already in the back of the mix. There's not much work after this. I can place a post EQ, which is what I would do. EQ post effect, because you want to control, this is just an affected sound. You know, obviously some people will tell you put your EQ before the effect. In this case, because I want maximum control of what I'm dealing with, I put the EQ after. That's just something I developed. So, like I said, my preference was with the voices being unison on the synth, and then the kind of mod rate being a little bit back down towards normal. And we'll listen to that final result. And we're going to EQ it as well. So there you go. That's the Valhalla Shimmer pad effect. Very simple. Like I said, you pull up a saw oscillator. You can fool around with the detuning to make it kind of more wet and chorus sounding. I tweaked the width of it here. I would strongly recommend that you find a way to control the width so that what goes into Valhalla Shimmer is already stereo. It gives you a wider effect. I meant to touch on that at first, but I forgot. So that happens because we do these things in real time. And then just put a filter on it. Then slap that shimmer on there. Make it 100% mixed. Put the size up to something large on big stereo. And then if you want to just do this to any normal sound that might be monophonic, like just a bass sound or whatever, which, you know, we'll just do it for fun right now. We'll put that on there just to show you what's possible. We'll just take this. Actually, we'll duplicate it so we have our original version. Don't ever just destroy stuff. Just make a duplicate of it and work with a duplicate. So we'll just solo whatever the hell this is. I don't know what it is, but we'll find out. It's a preset that I made. Whoa. Well, unfortunately, there's a bug there that happens with instances of Shimmer that will prevent us from moving any further with that. I'll have to show you in another tutorial. But, I mean, you get the gist. You just do the same thing to a regular sound that you might not typically use for a pad, and you can get some pretty interesting kind of pad effects. This Shimmer effect works on anything. It will turn it into this background sound that you can use to fill out the back of your mix, get it more full, just get it sounding cool. So, you know, if you guys have any questions about this, oh, by the way, obviously, you know, you can do this with any old reverb as well. We'll use Valhalla Room as a stand-in. Hopefully that glitch doesn't spread to this. Good, it doesn't. So with Valhalla Room, it's a similar effect. I would use Bright Room. Turn your decay all the way up to about 10, somewhere between 6 and 10. Put your early at like somewhere between, I don't know, 150, 300, maybe 600. We don't know. We fool around with these things and we find out. Valhalla Room is great. If I had to choose between Valhalla Room and Shimmer, Shimmer is kind of, it's a two-trick pony for me. I use it just for pads and as a delay, which I don't think was the initial use for it, but you can do that as well. So Valhalla Room, you just kind of, well, let's tweak it and we'll get a feel for it. So the trick is just get that decay up. Then I would suggest taking your early send and turning it down. That's just a personal thing. You can have it up. That'll give you more of a kind of whoosh as the sound comes in. And then I would turn late size all the way up, but you can turn it down depending on what you want. Since it is a pad and you kind of want it to leave space in your mix, you might fool around with turning the bass multiplier down, which will make the kind of length of your bass reverb frequencies tail in for a shorter period of time, which means less energy density over time, which means more space for other instruments to poke through. Now, with EQing on this, I would do a different EQ arrangement because this reverb sounds different. So we're going to play it in the mix and we'll, you know, touch it up. So there you go. Same kind of general sound. You can do it with pretty much any reverb that you've got. I would suggest that you select a reverb that is known to be smooth sounding. Typically digital reverbs will do that. If I had to list them off the top of my head, you have Arts Acoustic, you have Valhalla Room, SAR, nope. RC48, no. Oh, you have EOS as well. EOS is more aggressive. Will require, it's like a more aggressive Valhalla Room. Verb Suite Classics, no. There's another one, Aether, I think is the name of it. There's a lot of reverbs out there. There's one by Tal. Can't remember the name of it. Just, you want a reverb that's known to have a kind of smooth quality to it. If you're dealing with a pad. So, you know, just so you guys if you guys like that, let me know. If you have any questions, leave some comments. I would love to answer your questions that you're having. If, you know, when I was starting out, I remember that I posted a question on these Anjunabeat forums, and a producer, you know, who was doing really well answered me. He actually helped me out a lot. In particular, I was asking how he synthesized something, and it turns out he's like, you know, I just played a guitar and recorded it. I was like, damn, I can't play the guitar. So, story of my life. Anyway, so, you know, have a good one, guys. I look forward to releasing more tutorials for you, and let me know if you like this video, okay? All right, see you guys around.